We're live in El Cajon, California. The courthouse is June 28th, 2025. We're at a demonstration against ICE and some other immigration issues here. And one gentleman asked, he's a veteran too, asked to be interviewed. And we'll go ahead. And who are you, sir?
My name is Carlos Gomez Perez. Last name Gomez Perez.
Okay, so it's hyphenated, the last name?
Nope.
No, okay.
Spaced out.
All right, so tell us about what brought you here today, and I know we got some noise in the background of people speaking. So tell us what brought you here today.
What brought me here today? I have lived in El Cajon City since 1992.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone.
And with everything that's taking place right now with the current administration, I am here because I need to step up for the ones that are unable to speak for themselves. Because at the end of the day, I know what it feels like to be undocumented. We have to be living in the shadows for fear of being deported. So I'm no longer the 9-year-old undocumented boy that had no voice. I am now a 42-year-old Marine combat veteran from Fallujah who's been shot twice. Who also got awarded a Silver Star, was the third highest medal of valor anyone in service.
Thank you for your service.
Appreciate that. Can receive. I have a voice, and it's my duty now. Someone spoke for me when I was a boy and I had no voice. Someone spoke for me. Someone stood up for me to ensure that I could have a path to continue moving forward. And now that I have the opportunity to do that for other people that currently are scared, because most of us don't want to admit it, most of us don't want to even disclose it, but most people that are documented, or most people that even a different shade of brown, let's go to that, are hesitant, are scared because of what might happen. Because when they were supposed to be deporting the criminals, how is an 80-year-old kid in 4th grade a criminal? Yeah, he's still being handcuffed and being deported. That's where the problem lies now. No one's speaking up. No one's saying that enough's enough. So El Cajon was the one that started originally with an SB54 meeting to ensure that the bill changed. So the rest of the cities wanted to follow suit. So this is what it started, and we got to put an end to it and bring the light to what really is happening, not only in San Diego, El Cajon, Los Angeles, but honestly, in the entire nation altogether. So that's what brought me here. The fact that it needs to be said, it needs to be put the spotlight on, and continue spreading the message.
With El Cajon specifically, what are there any concerns or fears of what might be happening in El Cajon, or what may be happening, or what has happened, and how do you feel the governing body, the city council and mayor is trying to work with all the people?
At the end of the day, I've been to city council meetings. I've talked to the mayor about where he stands, and it's very evident that he is only here to recognize or serve half of the community.
You're speaking of Mayor Wells?
Mayor Wells. I'm speaking of
Okay.
Mayor Wells.
Not the city council
Not
necessarily.
city council.
Okay.
City council I'll get into right now. But Mayor Wells himself, instead of being there for all his constituents or the whole city, he's only worried about a certain side that benefits his narrative. That's at the end of the day. So we're not represented.
What would you like to tell him if he sees this?
I want to tell him that, and I told him before, your job ultimately is to ensure that your whole constituents are safe. Feel safe. You're put in a position to ensure El Cajon City constituents, citizens, residents, anyone that resides here is safe.
So you're saying safe, right? So are you saying there should be more police?
No,
because they are short.
I'm not. Well, yes, we are talking about police, but that's not. I'm not. I don't know where we stand regarding police. That's not a problem. We're talking about you started with a whole S54 bill that you wanted to pass. How about you now step away from trying to kiss the ring as for best case scenario, and worry more about how your citizens are surviving every day instead of having to fear ICE raids taking place, and there's nothing you're doing about it to ensure that they're okay.
Okay, so sir, we're going to wrap this up in a few seconds, but I just, first of all, I want to thank you for your service, right? You're wearing that hat proudly. Secondly, and just as important, is what would you like to just briefly tell the community of El Cajon and all these people? I'm going to pan out for a minute here. We covered it when they began to march at Molando's, I think, the market there, and we're coming back here. And they're still speaking in English and Spanish. So, what would you like to tell briefly the community of El Cajon? And yeah,
before we go into that, you mentioned the hat.
the what?
Before we go into it, you mentioned the hat. The reason I'm wearing the hat is because this is my shield. At the end of the day, this is the shield I have to wear. Because you look at me, all you see is another Hispanic individual that will easily get profiled.
You don't know what I see, though, right?
No, you don't. I don't know what you see, but
because I have to report on it. I don't take sides on it.
No.
My viewers will take sides.
Exactly. But what I'm saying, though, when it comes down to what the current administration that we're set at, when they're racially profiled individuals, that's what you see. When you see me, you should see a face of another brown person, you want to call it that. So you don't know my background. So this had to be my shield for a long time to ensure that you couldn't question where my loyalty was. You couldn't question whether I belong here or didn't belong here. So this became a shield to avoid those questions, avoid those looks. Because it's happened. I go to a location and I get treated a certain way. I come back with a hat on. Oh, you're a veteran. The treatment's completely different. When it shouldn't be like that.
And perhaps we can come back and talk about your experience as a veteran in a different filming someday. I'm going to give you my contact, okay? And this will be processed tonight and online. So I want to first thank you and your messages to the community, and obviously your First Amendment rights, just like everybody else here. I think that's I don't agree with everything I hear in all of my travels, all of the East County and San Diego County, but I film it. My readers, my viewers, they decide. That's the First Amendment, the beauty of it, right? All right. I want to thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.